Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It was Sir Walter Scott who said that, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive." He was right. Zanu PF has enjoyed absolute power the last 45 years. And in that period, the regime has become oppressive, tyrannical, and arrogant. And more interestingly, they have weaved a tangled web of lies and deceit. And in this interview, Mliswa is stripping over the very tangled web that Zanu PF has weaved. Let's just listen to him in this interview.
And to me, it's not a secret that our resources are being taken away by the Chinese. The issue of these he mentioned is nothing. The Chinese are on a project, Violet, which is 7.1 trillion, the biggest iron ore deposit. We don't have a penny in it, and our leaders are quiet. We don't have a penny, even a 1% in it. Revenue of 7.1 trillion. We don't have nothing. They don't talk about it.
But whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Who's in government right now? Who's the president right now?
No. Them. It is the general who is very sympathetic to the Chinese.
But why isn't the president doing something about it? How can we keep accusing the general of doing all these things and not also see what the president is failing to do if indeed he's not involved in these corrupt activities that you're mentioning?
The president is a professional person. Under the vice presidents, they've got certain portfolios, certain ministries. Are you with me? Economic ministries. Are you with me? They are split. Mines is under Chiwenga. Agriculture is under Chiwenga. Do you understand? So that's under his purview. What is he doing about the Chinese coming here? Why is he not talking about it?
Are you telling me that the president is powerless right now? He has no control over Chiwenga just because Chiwenga runs these ministries that you've mentioned?
No, they report to him, and he is their boss. You know, it's like a divisional head.
What is the president doing about these issues that you've raised, that Chiwenga is in charge of for example, the mining industry, and is the one who's letting the Chinese exploit our resources in the country? What is the President Mnangagwa doing about this? He's the president who's supposed to be in control.
But I think the debate was on Chiwenga succeeding and Tagwire succeeding. Are they fit enough? So that's why I'm saying Chiwenga is not fit enough because he can't even deal with the Chinese that are under him. The mines portfolio is under him. He has not said nothing. Zimbabweans are being killed by the Chinese. What has he said? This pains us as traditional leaders. And somebody's paid 6,000 for somebody dying. They are quiet. So he is incapable. He has no capacity to.
I think we'll stop it there. This is just nonsense, to say the very least. If we accept that Chiwenga is a divisional head, in which Mnangagwa is the chief executive officer, if a divisional head is failing to do his duty, it is surely the responsibility of the chief executive officer to remove that divisional head. This is the kind of nonsense that the people of Zimbabwe have had to put up with. Zanu PF is a party of thugs. Mnangagwa is in office claiming that he won the 2023 elections. The truth of the matter is, he rigged those elections. Nobody voted for Mnangagwa. The election process was flawed. Election observers like SADC and the AU and every other respectable election observer team that witnessed the 2023 elections condemned them as flawed. So strictly speaking, Mnangagwa is illegitimate. And yet, the same regime is the one that has been saying, oh, he's performing so well, he should be allowed to serve beyond even his term limit of 2028. The people of Zimbabwe are being shortchanged, and that is the honest truth. This Zanu PF regime, the factional war that is going on, and it's during some of these factional wars that some of the real truth start to come out as they start positioning themselves. That is the reality in Zimbabwe. We have got a situation here where Zanu PF believes they have the divine right to rule. And they've abused the people of Zimbabwe by denying them their fundamental right to a meaningful say in the governance of the country. And they now seek to perpetuate it by extending Mnangagwa's stay in power beyond the two-term limits ending 2028. And the candidates, opposing candidates that are being offered, none of them have got anything to offer the people of Zimbabwe. As much as Mliswa would want the nation to believe that VP Chiwenga is corrupt, the godfather of Chinese companies, the truth of the matter is Zanu PF is a party of thugs. All of them are corrupt, incompetent, and murderous thugs. They're just blaming each other, calling each other corrupt and incompetent, when in reality, they are all corrupt and incompetent. The 2028 election should be about ending this nightmare of rigged elections. That should be the number one priority for the country. Because until we do, we'll be stuck with this Zanu PF regime. Many people will ask, how are we going to do that? Well, ideally, we would want to make sure that those elections are free, fair, and credible. I'll be the first one to admit there is no chance of that happening at present. The regime has not implemented even one token reform since the rigged elections of 2023. And they are not likely to implement any reforms between now and 2028. Our best chance is to make sure that we do not make the mistake of participating in flawed elections only to give the vote rigging Zanu PF regime legitimacy. Why have we been participating in these flawed elections? I'll tell you why. because MDC leaders who the nation entrusted to bring about the democratic changes to stop Zanu PF rigging elections sold out during the GNU of 2008 to 2013 when they had the golden opportunity to implement those reforms. And ever since, they've participated in flawed elections, knowing fully well that the process is flawed, knowing fully well that by participating, they are giving Zanu PF legitimacy. I've often quoted this quotation from David Coulthard's book. It is the truth. He was admitting the truth in that book. And in it, the other important thing that David Coulthard has said there is that he and his fellow MDCT and MDCN friends have been participating in these flawed elections out of greed. It's just that we, the people of Zimbabwe, have been slow in realizing what is going on. We really need to open our eyes. 2028, Zanu PF will rig those elections. The opposition will lie about we will participate and win those elections, just to entice, to con people to participate. We should not fall for those lies. If the people of Zimbabwe do not participate in the same numbers as we saw in 2018, or more recently in 2023, Zanu PF will be denied political legitimacy. And the regime will be forced to go into the same situation as happened in 2008, when they were forced to go into the GNU. In the new GNU, we will have a chance to implement the democratic reforms that the country needs so desperately. And we will have a fighting chance of finally ending this Zanu PF dictatorship. It is not rocket science, but it requires a bit of common sense and commitment. If we participate in 2028 and give Zanu PF legitimacy, we will only have ourselves to blame for it. Think about it. Have a good night.